Hello. I'm gonna run this as long as my battery lasts. I'm gonna force myself to, if my body, what the fuck? Why is battery such a weird word to say today? I'm gonna try and talk, if the battery lets me, to talk for an hour. I just want to get shit off my chest because I think I'm in a little bit of a crisis today, and I usually use photo booth to talk about all of this stuff, and I think already on one bar. I think I cut myself a bit short, so I want to try and force myself, because do the same with like morning pages. It's like force yourself to write 3 pages, even if it's absolute nonsense. Force yourself to write 3 pages. Same here. They're just like, okay, I'm gonna try and talk for an hour about how I'm feeling. So I'm feeling extremely like strange. I feel very behind, but I also feel very, well, not behind. I feel more like every single time, like everything is very out of reach. Everything feels very out of reach, and particularly in the career aspect. There's so many things that I love and am interested in and I want to do as a career, but every single time I try and go for it, it feels so out of reach because I'm underqualified or I don't have experience or whatever. It just always seems very out of reach. And I've been really feeling it today because I'm just really fucking sick and tired of not having a stable form of income, and I feel constant shame relying on my dad's money and my savings and stuff. I feel horrible for using it, and I just want to be a responsible adult that can earn a living wage, you know, and work because it's on a freelance basis. I can't do that, and I just quit my other job because it's a fucking shit management place and honestly not worth the money. And like I feel like I know what I want, but it's like, yeah, every single time I just feel like it's kind of like a punch in the face. And I'm in this a bit of a weird state because, yeah, with having like a bit of a breakdown today, I like got a bunch of food, and then when I got home, I'm in the middle of watching a Tate McRae interview, and I'm listening to her, and I'm like, I feel so inspired. I'm like, yeah, well, obviously I can do that. I can do this. Like, it's just like, I'm a hardworking, ambitious woman. I can do this, obviously. And then I was just like, okay, cool. I turn it off. I sit in front of like Adobe Illustrator, and I'm like, no, I can't. I feel really disconnected from my actual ability. And I want to say I'm a hard worker. I'm not. I really want to say that I am. I'm ambitious, that's for sure. Yeah, but I'm not a hard worker, or at least not in the sense that I see other people, because I'm just like, I don't put hours and hours and hours of work into something that I don't feel 100% connected with. Like, the only reason that I want to do graphic design is because it's the closest thing that I'll get to illustrating or like making art in the way that I want to, it's relatively a lot of options within the field that you can get paid a lot for. But actual graphic design, I don't really have any interest in. It's just the art aspect of it that I like, but not the designing bit or the technical bit. I don't care about that. And it's like, I told myself, okay, I'm gonna get a certificate as an Adobe certified professional in Adobe Illustrator to try and get some qualifications, or like, because it's hard to get experience. I was like, at least I'll get qualifications so I can show it in my portfolio that I'm able to at least start getting some form of experience. And I'm going through the handbook to go and learn Illustrator and the things that I would need for the exam and stuff, and I was just like, I really don't want to fucking do this. I actually don't. And I think it's because I've now learned to not be hardworking, because in the past I got into like a toxic finance state where I had to make like a passive form of income, and I would force myself to work onto making like websites and selling stuff on my websites and stuff that I was so extremely disconnected from, and I would just burn myself out to the point that I just hated every single thing that I'm doing. So it's like, okay, if I'm not mentally connected with it whatsoever, I'm not gonna do it, because I'm not gonna go to that place again. I think that's the sort of aspect that I go to. But yeah, like, there's very, 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 very few things that I actually enjoy the process of, and I think that's what's making this so hard, is because so many people, like Tate McRae was just saying in that interview, that it's just like, you know, it makes it, I can't remember how she phrased it, but more or less it's like, it's easy to do things and love what you do when you enjoy the process. If you're just very much on the like outcome, you won't enjoy what you're doing, and that's what I am. Like, I'm only going into graphic design so I can make enough money, whereas with my low poly stuff, I do it because I genuinely enjoy it, but I can't make money off of it for a while because I need to build an audience and stuff like that, and that stuff takes time, and I can't rush that, and you know, and that aspect is very hard because it feels like the two are very disconnected. It's like, you can love the process but the outcome is going to be very delayed, or you can focus on the outcome but you're going to hate what you do, and in the end hate the outcome, more or less. And that's kind of like, I just feel like everything is very out of reach, and I just can't find something that I'm happy with, or like I'm somehow always missing the mark. And it's the same with tattooing. as well. Like, I have my portfolio going, but tattooing actually is a bit of a different one because I actually haven't gone anywhere to show my portfolio, but I'm self-taught with setting up a portfolio and tattooing itself. Like, I'm completely self-taught, and it feels like every single time that it's like, okay, I think that's a good enough skill, I find something else that tells me it isn't. And some of it is anxiety, some of it is things that I see on the internet, which neither of them are good, but that still doesn't help. Like, it still doesn't change the fact that I feel extremely overwhelmed and I feel like everything is out of my reach, and I just feel very underqualified and under everything into everything that I do, and I feel discouraged to do this certificate because I feel like there's going to be so much more that I will need to do before I can actually become a graphic designer. But at the same time, yeah, it's all part of the process as well, I guess. So, like, you know, but I also feel like, yeah, because I'm so result focused, I'm just rushing through. I'm just like, just the last few pages of that textbook, and I'm just like, yeah. It's just like, no, I need to read this because there could be something important that I'm missing. And it's like, I have to study it as well. Like, it's not just like the actual design aspect, it's like the human interaction aspect of it as well and stuff like that. Like, it's hard when I don't have a mentor and have to do this all by myself. It's hard because I don't know the field whatsoever. So that's making it quite difficult for me to have any sense of reassurance about what I'm doing. And it's hard for me to stay motivated to work hard or like actually put effort into something because I see nothing coming out of it. And yeah, it's just very hard not to feel discouraged from it. And I am consistently scared of becoming homeless because the money can only last so long, and I feel a lot of shame because I was like, you would not be living this lifestyle if it wasn't for the money that your dad gave you and stuff. And it's like, I feel like a fraud. I really do. I feel like a fraud. I feel like I'm lying to everyone. Not even lying, but I just feel like I don't deserve to enjoy my time and enjoy the money and spend the money that I have, because I'll sometimes take the money to buy clothes, and it's like, I don't deserve to do that. I should only be spending it on food and rent, and that's it, because I shouldn't be spending this money on anything in the first place. And I feel a lot of guilt around it, so that's also been making it quite hard. And finding a job is very hard, even within like bartending. Like, I have so much experience in bartending. Even finding a bartending job was fucking hard, man. And then on top of that, like, maybe if I do find a job, like finding people that I actually like working with and pay me enough or give me enough hours, like, it always feels like there is something that stops me from actually having a job that I enjoy, and that also discourages me a lot. And yeah, it's hard for me to make sense of any of it. And I know the best thing is just to stick with, like, I still do illustration all the time, and that's something that makes me very happy, so I stick with it and I still post online and try and get myself out there as much as I can and let time do its thing and let it build momentum. And in the meantime, to just try and be kind to myself where I can, because I've been put in a very unfortunate situation, and it's like life, that's the thing I need to remind myself, like, no decision is permanent. Nothing in my life is as permanent as I make it out to be in my head. And I've been put in situations that it's just like, it's unfortunate, and I wish I didn't have to use his money, but at the same time, I wish he didn't do this to himself. I wish I had supportive parents, like, that I didn't have to, supportive parent, so that I didn't have to cut her off. You know, I did the best that I could with the sources that I had and still have. I'm doing the best that I can, and I'm not gonna force myself to be in a more miserable situation and make my life a lot harder than it needs to be, just so that my life is valid, or that I'm not seen as a horrible person, or that I'm having the easy way through life, or like getting the easy route because I have money and like financial support, you know? So it's very hard, and I just want to get over this, like, bump. I think it's also another thing where it's just, like, which has oddly been helping it. It's going to sound really fucking stupid, because it's just, like, well, if you don't want to be sad, just think to yourself, I'm not going to be sad. Oh my god, yay, it fixes all my problems. But it actually is, in a sense, that it's just, like, I noticed that I let myself wallow in my feelings a lot longer than I need to, and I just kind of stop myself from thinking and spiraling down farther than I need to. That it's just, like, Clara, just fucking do it. Just fucking do the work. I don't care. Just fucking do it. Put some music on. And it's just like, yeah, okay. And I have to be willing to listen to that voice. It's not just a thing when I'm like in deep shit where it's like, I don't want to listen to that voice. I'm not going to force myself to. That's fine. I'm going to wallow in a little bit, but it's like, as soon as there's the slightest, like, the door slightly opens for me to come in and be like, okay, let's get our shit together, I let it come in. So yeah, but it's hard. It's hard, and I want to try and say something, because I feel like as soon as I turn off this camera and I'm like, okay, yeah, I got this. There's still gonna be something in me that kind of lingers and I can't put my finger on what it is, because I feel like it's just kind of like I have this deeper root feeling that it's just like, oh, just do it. Like, it doesn't really help anything deeper in that sense. It will help in the moment, but I feel like deeper, like this is a reoccurring thing. So I'm trying to figure out what it actually is so that I can finish recording this and be like going into this with a fresh mind and stuff. I already bought food and drinks that I like. I took a walk. I took a break from doing any work and stuff like that. Like I've done all of it. I just need to mentally be in it now. I made a banana matcha as well. Pretty fucking cool. Yeah, I think it's more of that sense of belief I think that I'm lacking right now. It's like actual genuine core feeling of being relaxed and believing that it's like everything happens for a reason and the timing of everything happens for a reason too. You are experiencing all of this to be taught something, or you're experiencing all of this because you cannot get this job opportunity now, because if you would not look for this job opportunity that will come up in a few weeks or something like that. You know what I mean? Like, it's like just allow myself to actually relax. And I know I'm frustrated. Like, that's what I'm feeling prominently today, is just really frustrated because I got my road. Like, the reason why I felt this way is because I got my rota for the next 2 weeks at work, and this week I'm working like 25 hours, which is great. Would love to have more, but that's okay. 25 is fine. Next week I'm working 12, which I'm like, okay, that's a lot lower, but okay, there's probably going to be a lot more weddings or something the week after. There is no shift the week after, and the week after that is 16 hours, and I get paid monthly. That is not going to cover, because I think this upcoming week I'll be getting paid like 900, which I was like, okay, that's great. I'm gonna take out the amount that I need for rent and then use the rest of it for like my spending for the rest of the month, so I can feel at least a little bit of accomplishment, that it's like, okay, at least I've paid for something. Like last month I paid for taxes out of the money that I earned, and I was really, really happy about that. I was very proud of myself for that, and I was like, okay, well, now I'm having enough hours so that I can actually pay for rent. Anyway, and yeah, so to now be like, well, I'm probably gonna barely get like 500. I just feel very on edge consistently. I feel very on edge and nothing feels stable, and I feel like I can't go about my life and actually do the external things like extracurricular stuff and like, I don't know, tattooing or graphic design, and actually work on that stuff at the pace that I want to work at it. Like, and that's what's making me really annoyed, that it's like I can't enjoy the process of it because it feels like there's a ticking time bomb, because it's just like now I'm in this sort of state of urgency that it's like I need something else. I need something else. I need to acquire skills for this quickly so that I can get another job in this, so that I can actually afford to live, you know? So I think that kind of hit the nail on the head, actually. I didn't think of that before. That it's just like, yeah, just having such a fluctuating job affects everything else, and that really stresses me out. It really, really stresses me out, and I don't want to have to use the money more than I have to. I think it's more of the aspect of money. It's if I didn't have to pay for this, or if it was like much lower or whatever, then I wouldn't be stressing as much. That's fine, but it's the money aspect. And I think like the last few weeks I've been trying to live less frugally. Is that even a word? Like not have such a scarcity mindset around everything, because that's been the number one, you know, denominator for stress in life, and my anxieties around everything. And it's just like, because I think the biggest aspect that's stopping me from actually, you know, pursuing the things that I want to is because I'm fucking stressing about it. There's like, well, I'm not gonna put, like, I don't know, I'm not gonna go into graphic design because I need to do a course in it, and I can't do that because I have work, and I need to have this job because I need to pay for all this and whatever. They're just like, listen, if taking a course for 3 months means that you have no job, meaning that you have to take money out of your dad's will in order for you to actually get a job that pays you better and actually allows you to do something that you actually want, then fucking do it. Yeah, but I think it's just like getting out of my own head that it's just like, listen, he's gone. You are shouting, like, he can't shout at you from above. He's not haunting you. Like, he put you in this position. This should have never happened in the first place. Okay, just do what you need to fucking do so that you can be at fucking peace. And I'm too responsible to like splurge all this money. Like, don't think that you not buying that like £5 dessert is gonna suddenly like save so much money that you might potentially need. Like, it's just like, it's getting out of my own head around that I really need to get over, because yeah, it's just making me so much more anxious than I need to. But it comes back, it calls back up quite a lot. And oh, and speaking of, battery's running out. I think that's actually a good time to end it. I feel a lot lighter, so if I remember, I'll let you know how it goes. But yeah, I think I said what I need to say. Alright.